Okay, real talk, we've seen some seriously gorgeous game characters over the years, but which ones truly stand out as the most attractive of the past decade? Today, we're counting down the top 15 game girls who stole the spotlight, broke hearts, and kinda raised the bar for game design. Trust me, this list is gonna take you down memory lane, so let's get into it. Tifa Lockhart, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
When did you get so thoughtful?
First up, we gotta talk about Tifa. Ever since the Final Fantasy remake came out, Tifa's been catching everyone's eye for good reason. The remake took everything people loved about her in the original and cranked it up. The game gave her this gorgeous updated look with crazy detail, like you can see every strand of her hair and stuff like that, you know what I mean. But Tifa isn't just about looking good. What really makes her special is her whole character. Back in the original game, she was already one of the most caring and strong people in the story, and the remake really leans into that. She's super brave, especially when things get dangerous, and she's always there for Cloud and the crew no matter what's going on. You can feel how much she actually cares, like when she's encouraging Cloud or worrying about people back in Sector 7.
I'm really glad to have you back, Cloud. Really glad.
And the game really takes its time showing her personality too. The way she moves, talks, and even the small little looks she gives you in cutscenes make her feel so much more real this time around. Plus, in combat she's a total beast. Fast punches, crazy combos, you can feel that she's trained forever to fight like that. Tifa was already a fan favorite before, but after the remake she honestly feels more alive than ever. And of course, when it's time to fight, she's super strong and graceful too. Watching her take down enemies with those smooth martial arts moves is honestly super cool. That mix of toughness, beauty, and heart is exactly what makes Tifa one of the most attractive game girls of the whole decade.
What the hell?
Nice catch.
You're crazy.
Just like you. So suck it up, because I'm not leaving.
2B from Nier Automata. Man, 2B is one of those characters you see once and you're like, okay, I 100% get the hype. From the second she shows up, you can tell she's meant to stand out. She's super quiet most of the time, kind of serious and focused, which honestly just makes her cooler. Plus, she's got this whole mysterious thing going on with the blindfold and that almost robot-like way she talks. But yeah, let's not pretend, most people also noticed her design right away. The outfit, the white hair, those crazy heels, it all just looks awesome and super slick. And then the game itself kinda leans into it too. Nier Automata isn't exactly shy about fan service, haha. Every time 2B is running, jumping, or just slicing up machines with her swords, the camera kinda just shows you everything. Even that self-destruct option that literally blows off her skirt, totally ridiculous, but also kinda hilarious. And you can bet nobody was mad about it. That's part of what's so funny about it too. The game has this super deep emotional story about androids' humanity and what it means to be alive, but then you'll also have 2B sprinting around looking like she's walking the runway. It's like they decided to balance super serious stuff with a bit of cheeky fan service, and honestly it weirdly works. Plus, once you actually play, you realize she's also a total badass. The way she moves in combat, the super smooth dodges, the combos, you feel super strong playing as her. And that's kind of what makes 2B one of the most memorable characters of the last decade. Yeah, people first noticed her because of the looks and all the memes that came after, but she's also part of a really cool story that sticks with you once the game's over. It's a weird, awesome mix that just kind of stays in your head.
We're soldiers. We take pride in our service.
Lara Croft, Tomb Raider Reboot Trilogy. And then you got Lara Croft from the Reboot Trilogy, which is kind of a whole different vibe from the old school version. They really went for this more grounded, real look, and honestly, it works super well. Like, you actually see Lara scared sometimes or struggling after a crazy jump or crawling through mud and stuff. It feels more like a survival story than just some over-the-top treasure hunt, and that kind of makes her way cooler. And yeah, they still made her look super good, like not the ridiculous proportions from the older games, but more like someone you could actually run into on some dangerous island or whatever. They pay attention to the small stuff too, like how she's always cut up, tired, or shivering in the rain. On top of that, she's tough as hell. Every time you play, she's climbing cliffs, jumping across crazy gaps, crafting stuff, and just pushing herself past her limits. Plus, when the story slows down, you see her softer side too, worrying about her friends, pushing past her fears, and that makes her feel like an actual person.
She died, he thought they'd cause me pain. It didn't stop me from looking for them, of course. I still have so many questions.
Triss Merigold, The Witcher 3.
Dandelion is.
Yes.
Okay, so Triss Merigold in The Witcher 3 is one of those characters you can't help but remember. Right when you first see her, it's obvious they made sure she'd stand out. The fiery red hair, those green eyes, her whole outfit. CD Projekt Red really went all in making sure she looks amazing, and they definitely show her off with all these good camera angles whenever she's around. But it's not just the looks that make her special. There's this really kind, warm side to her that kind of sneaks up on you. Every time she's with Geralt or helping someone in Novigrad, you can feel that she really cares, and that just makes you like her even more. Plus, when stuff hits the fan, she doesn't hesitate. She's jumping into action, throwing fire spells, and standing her ground like a total badass. It's pretty sick to see her go full mage mode when things get crazy. Yeah, she's super attractive, obviously, but the game never reduces her to just that. You see her being brave, supportive, funny, and even a little flirty sometimes, so she feels like a real person. That mix of beauty, strength, and genuine sweetness is what makes Triss one of the most loved characters in the whole game. It's easy to see why so many players remember her long after they put the controller down.
When we're done here, when all this is over, once we've defeated the hunt and Ciri's safe, I'd like us to live there, together.
Yennefer, The Witcher 3.
Excuses, excuses.
After Triss, Yennefer is like a whole different kind of vibe. From the second you see her, you can tell she's not your average character. I mean, yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. The jet black hair, those crazy violet eyes, that classy kind of high society style with the black and white clothes. But it's not just looks with her. There's this serious, almost intimidating energy whenever she's around. And that's kind of what makes her so attractive. Yen's super smart, super powerful, and she doesn't take crap from anyone. Every time someone tries to boss her around, she's already 3 steps ahead and ready to roast them with some savage one-liner. You never really catch her off guard, and that just adds this whole mysterious layer to her character.
While you will stop mentioning that stupid bed. Agreed?
Agreed.
Plus, there's this deep, kind of messy history between her and Geralt that really hits you. It's not some shallow romance, you can feel the weight of everything they've been through together. Every conversation they have feels real and personal, like they could fight one second and kiss the next. It's complicated, and that honestly makes her even more interesting. And yeah, sure, Yen's gorgeous, nobody's gonna argue with that, but it's also her strength and attitude that make her stand out so much. Whether she's conjuring up some crazy powerful magic or just telling people exactly what she thinks, she steals the spotlight every time she's on screen. That combo of beauty, power, and a sharp mind is why so many people still remember her as one of the most iconic characters in the whole Witcher series.
Thank you. It's very nice. Let's not ruin it. I shall join you as quickly as I can. My, it's lovely.
Ada Wong, Resident Evil Remake.
If I'm gonna finish this case, you're the last hope I've got.
Ada Wong is just one of those characters who's super smooth without even trying. Every time she shows up in a Resident Evil game, you instantly know stuff's about to get interesting. She's got that mysterious spy energy on lock, rocking her iconic red dress, those sunglasses, and always looking like she's one move ahead of everyone else. And yeah, she's super good looking too, but what really grabs you is the way she carries herself. Like, even when there are zombies and monsters all over the place, Ada stays calm as hell, hardly even breaking a sweat. It's kind of crazy how she can drop a one-liner and then jump into some crazy action scene like it's nothing. Plus, she's always teasing Leon, giving him just enough attention to keep him hooked, but never quite telling him what she's really up to. It's this mix of charm and danger that keeps you guessing the whole time. And that's exactly what makes her one of the most memorable characters in the series. You never fully trust her, but you also can't help rooting for her every time she's on screen. That perfect combo of secretive spy stuff, style, and just pure cool factor is what's kept Ada Wong at the top of every Resident Evil fan's list for years.
Where's Leon when I need him?
Jill Valentine, Resident Evil 3. And then there's Jill Valentine in the RE3 remake. Total badass from the first scene. Right when you see her, you can tell she's been through a ton already, but she's still pushing forward like it's nothing. Capcom really nailed her design this time around too. She looks super real and practical, like someone who's actually ready to fight for her life. It's not over the top, it just feels right for the kind of character she is. And man, she doesn't mess around. Even with Nemesis chasing her like crazy, Jill keeps her cool, making plans and just generally looking like someone you do not want to underestimate. That combo of strength and confidence is a huge part of why she's so attractive. She's not some helpless character waiting to be saved. She's the one kicking butt and making sure she survives the nightmare. And honestly, that's what sticks with you. Jill's super brave, kinda sassy, and looks great without feeling like they forced it. Every time you see her come out of some impossible situation with her tank top all scuffed up and a fire in her eyes, you're like, yep, this is why people remember Jill. Definitely one of the most iconic game girls ever.
Go after Nikolai! He's got the vaccine!
What about you?
We're running out of time. He's got this. Look, just so you know, this is the last fucking time.
Lady Dimitrescu, Resident Evil Village. Alright, Lady Dimitrescu, man, where do you even start with her? The moment Capcom first showed her off, before Resident Evil Village even came out, the whole internet just exploded. It was honestly kind of crazy. People weren't even talking about the game anymore. They were making fan art, memes, jokes, all that. She just took over Twitter, Reddit, everywhere. And yeah, part of it is super obvious. She's this insanely tall, classy vampire lady, like 9 feet tall with the huge hat, elegant white dress, and those crazy sharp claws. That combo of looking super elegant and kind of dangerous just hit everyone at once. It was like she walked straight out of some spooky gothic fantasy and into everyone's dreams, haha. But the cool part is that she's not just fan service. Lady D also has this really strong, powerful presence in the game. Every time she's on screen, you feel how intimidating and in control she is. Like, you know she could crush you with one hand if she wanted. It's super memorable, especially with that deep voice and the way she moves all slow and graceful. Like, she owns every room she steps into.
Selfish wretch, you come into my house. You lay your filthy man hands on my daughters, and now you even try to steal my property.
Chloe Frazer, Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
All right! I can't let herself get...
Chloe is one of those characters you just can't help but like. Ever since she showed up back in Uncharted 2, she's had this super chill, confident energy, always kind of sarcastic, always making some clever joke even when things are blowing up around her. And The Lost Legacy finally gave her the spotlight, which was awesome because you really get to see more of her personality when she's not playing second fiddle to Nate. And yeah, let's be real, she looks great too. Naughty Dog nailed her design. She's got that whole tough treasure hunter style going on with her whole no BS attitude. Plus, her voice and accent give her this extra charm that's hard to forget. Every time she throws out a one-liner or teases someone, it feels supernatural, like she's a real person you could hang out with.
Tell it to stop, because I speak elephant.
And that's what The Lost Legacy really nailed. It's not just about the action and the crazy set pieces, though there's plenty of those too. It's also about seeing Chloe grow. Throughout the game, you see her work with Nadine open up a bit and even show some of her softer side under all the sarcasm. It makes her feel more real and not just some perfect action hero. And on top of all that character stuff, The Lost Legacy is just a really gorgeous game. Every level looks like a postcard. Lush jungles, ancient temples, big crumbling statues, and Chloe looks right at home, climbing up cliffs, sneaking through enemy camps, or driving gyps through the mud. By the time you hit the credits, you kind of appreciate Chloe even more because she's not just a hot treasure hunter. She's smart, brave, kind of stubborn, and honestly one of the most fun leads in the whole Uncharted series.
Let's go get our disc. And some guns. And some guns.
Sorry, babe.
Quiet, Metal Gear Solid vibe. Okay, Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5 is one of those characters where right when you see her, you're like, wait, did they really send this sniper into a war zone in a, well, very ripped and abnormal tight clothers for the situation, right? And yeah, Kojima tried to explain it like, oh, she breathes through her skin, which is sure, total excuse for fan service, but hey, at this point, you gotta kind of respect the guy's commitment to being weird or no, giving fans what they want, I guess. And that's the thing, Kojima was so extra with Quiet because, I mean, he actually brought in a 3D scanner just to scan her feet, like full ultra HD scans of her toes and stuff. That's next level Kojima, only he would go that hard into making sure every detail's perfect, even if nobody really asked for it. But honestly, Quiet is more than just a walking fan service shop. Even though she barely talks, like, at all, there's this whole mystery around her that keeps you hooked. Every cutscene with her feels like there's something deeper going on. Plus, gameplay-wise, she's one of the most badass buddies you can have. She'll cover you from a mile away with that sniper, take out a whole base by herself, and then hum to herself like it's no big deal. And yeah, sure, people still make jokes about her outfit and all the memes that came out of MGS5, but she ended up becoming one of the most iconic parts of the game. Whether you were into the fan service or just liked her for the gameplay, Quiet's one of those characters you never really forget, mostly because she's equal parts ridiculous and awesome, and that's kind of what Metal Gear's all about. Judy Alvarez, Cyberpunk 2077.
Keep it. I'll put it on Ev's tab.
Judy Alvarez is one of those characters in Cyberpunk 2077 that you just instantly click with. From the moment you meet her, you can tell she's not like most people in Night City. She's got this super chill punk kind of style going on with her green and pink shaved hair, her tattoos, and that laid-back way of dressing. Nothing too flashy, just real, which honestly makes her way cooler and way more attractive. But what really makes Judy special is her personality. Every time you hang out with her in-game, whether you're diving into brain dances together or just chilling at her apartment, she feels so genuine. She's not putting up a front like so many other characters. She actually cares about her friends, has her own passions, and fights hard for what she believes in. There's this softness under her tough exterior that's really easy to connect with, too.
That was her smoke case.
And you see all of that come out as you play through her questline, like helping her go after people who've hurt her friends, hearing her dreams of escaping the chaos of Night City, or just sitting by the lake and sharing quiet moments together. It's not one of those shallow game romances where they just look good and that's it. Judy's one of those characters who feels real, like someone you could actually know. That combo of looking awesome and having a really heartfelt personal story is why so many people instantly liked Judy. She's not just fan service, she's funny, kinda sad sometimes, super talented with tech, and honestly one of the most memorable people you can meet in Cyberpunk 2077.
Just focus on tying up all your loose ends. Then you and I are leaving this city once and for all.
Panam Palmer, once again from Cyberpunk.
I couldn't ask for more.
Panam is your second love interest for V in Cyberpunk, and yeah, she's just got the looks and Panam's gonna do whatever she thinks is right, even if it's not what everyone else expects. And style-wise, total win. The whole nomad look, that worn-out jacket, the messy hair, the rugged boots, it's like she rolled straight off a Mad Max set without even trying, and it just fits her perfectly. But what really sells Panam is who she is under all that tough girl energy. Once you actually hang with her in-game, going on missions, cruising around the Badlands, fixing up cars together, you see there's this super genuine and loyal side to her. Like, yeah, she can be fiery and a bit impatient sometimes, but when she cares about someone, she's all in. That sweetness comes through especially in the quieter moments, like sitting around the fire at camp or watching the stars while you plan your next move.
Not as much as I'm afraid for you. Come here.
And that's kind of why players like her so much. Panam doesn't feel fake or over the top. She feels like someone you'd want to spend time with outside of the chaos of Night City. Every time you jump into the car with her and hit the road, it feels like a legit road trip with a friend who just also happens to be a total badass. That mix of strength, style, and real heart is what's made her one of the most memorable characters in Cyberpunk 2077, hands down.
Growing kinda cold out here.
not true. But this is nice.
Black Cat, Insomniac's Spider-Man 2018.
You look good.
Next up is Black Cat from Insomniac's Spider-Man 2018, well actually from the DLC. And yeah, she's a total scene stealer. Every time Felicia shows up, you can kind of feel the energy change. She's got this really flirty, playful kind of attitude that you just can't ignore. It's like she knows she's stirring up trouble, but loves every second of it, which honestly makes her super fun to watch. And let's be real, the game absolutely nailed her whole look. Felicia's rocking that tight, sleek black suit with the white hair and that cheeky little smirk that's like, yeah, I know you're looking. Plus, they did a really good job with the voice acting too. You can hear that mix of charm and danger every time she teases Peter or pulls off another one of her stunts.
This feels pretty human to me.
What's cool is that the game actually gives you a bit of her backstory too. Like, you see that there's some real history between her and Spider-Man, and it adds this extra layer to all their interactions. Felicia's not just there to look good, she's clever, she's unpredictable, and you never really know if you can trust her. That's what makes chasing her around New York in those DLC missions so much fun. Plus, the whole cat and mouse game they play, no pun intended, is one of the most memorable parts of Spider-Man 2018. And yeah, of course, everyone noticed she's gorgeous, but she's also one of those characters who's so slick and self-assured that you kind of just appreciate the whole package. Whether she's cracking jokes at Peter or making a slick getaway across rooftops, Felicia Hardy just steals the spotlight every time she's around.
We can talk about that. Keep in touch, Spider.
MJ's gonna kill me.
Cindy Aurum, Final Fantasy 15.
Y'all heard him. Let's get moving.
So yeah, Cindy Aurum is one of those massive fan service moments in Final Fantasy 15. The game itself is honestly really solid. It's got its flaws for sure, but traveling around in the regalia with your bros and seeing all the crazy monster designs is super fun. Then you roll up to Hammerhead and boom, there's Cindy. And it's like Square Enix decided to crank the fan service to 100. She's basically the game's mechanic who takes care of your car, refueling it, tuning it up, wiping your windshield, and they somehow managed to make that into one of the most talked about characters in the game. The bright yellow crop top jacket, super short shorts, the trucker hat tilted just right, and that laid back southern accent, they went all in to make sure you notice her every time you pull into the garage. And yeah, it feels kind of hilarious because she almost looks like she walks straight out of a racing magazine rather than a fantasy world full of chocobos and magic, but honestly, that's kind of what made her so famous. Every time you need a quick pit stop, she's there, leaning over the regalia, and you know Square was like, alright, let's give players a reason to want to keep visiting Hammerhead. It's ridiculous fan service for sure, but people loved it. Cindy became one of the most memorable faces of FF15 just for that.
Make sure y'all don't get lost. This goes there. All pretty again. Take care of her, you hear? Why, she's looking prettier than ever.
Jessie Rasberry, FF7 Remake.
What test?
Driving.
Next up is Jessie Rasberry from FF7 Remake, and honestly, she's one of the biggest surprises in the game. In the OG FF7, Jessie was kinda just there in the background, but in the remake, man, they really gave her a ton more personality. Right when you first see her, you can tell she's super playful and flirty. She's always teasing Cloud, dropping little jokes, or hyping up the team, and it just adds this fun energy to every scene she's in. And yeah, obviously, she looks great too. Square really went all in on her design. The short hair, the bright eyes, that red bandana, and her cool avalanche gear all make her look cute and super badass at the same time. It's like they took this small side character and just leveled her up into someone who could easily steal the spotlight whenever she's around.
We reached the bottom. Relax.
What really surprised people though is that they actually gave her a real story this time. Like, you get to visit her house, meet her mom, hear her dreams. All those little details make you care about her way more than you'd expect. She's not just comic relief or eye candy, there's some depth there too. That mix of humor, charm, and seeing the more serious side of her is what really sticks with you. That's kind of why Jessie became such a fan favorite. She's bold and funny, super cute, but also surprisingly real. Every time she was on screen, you just felt like, yeah, I could hang out with this character forever. And that's exactly why so many people ended up loving her by the end of FF7 Remake.
Not happening.
Ah, sorry. Little too in your face? I'll just have to change it up then.
Aerith, once again from FF7 Remake. And of course, we gotta talk about Aerith Gainsborough. In FF7 Remake, she's like a breath of fresh air every time she pops up. Right from the first scene, you can tell she's got this really gentle, caring energy. Like, even when stuff around her is going to hell, Shinra's chasing you, monsters are everywhere, she's still cracking a smile and trying to look on the bright side. That's super rare in a game like this, and it just instantly makes you feel good when she's around. And let's be real, she looks amazing too. Square went all out on her design. The pink dress, the green eyes, the little ribbon in her hair. It's all super graceful and kind of cute in this natural, effortless way. It fits her so perfectly that you kind of believe someone like Aerith would just brighten up any place she walks into, whether it's a flower garden or some junky Sector 7 street.
My hero.
But what really makes Aerith stand out isn't just the looks, it's her whole personality. She's funny and a little cheeky, not scared to tease Cloud or make light of a tense situation, and at the same time, you can tell there's real strength under all that sweetness. Even though she's been through some rough stuff, she never lets it crush her spirit. That's super attractive. It feels real, like you're hanging out with someone who's kind and caring, but also brave as hell when it really matters. That mix of beauty, humor, and quiet strength is what's made her one of the most loved FF characters for decades. Every time Aerith's part of the story, you remember why she's special. Not just because she looks great, but because she feels like someone who'd honestly make your day better just by being there. Miranda Lawson, Mass Effect 2 and 3.
The Reapers are still out there.
Okay, so Miranda Lawson is like the textbook definition of fan service in Mass Effect. From the second she walks into the room, you just know BioWare was like, alright, let's make this character look as hot as humanly possible. That super tight white catsuit, the perfect hair, even the way the camera moves, they weren't exactly subtle about showing off every curve. It's kind of ridiculous sometimes, but hey, that was the whole point. And it's not like they ever pretended otherwise. Even in the game, they lean into it. Other characters talk about her looks, she's super confident, and there's this kind of icy boss lady vibe she throws off that just works. But what's cool is that she's not just eye candy. Like, yeah, she looks great and they clearly designed her to stand out, but Miranda also has a ton going on under the surface. She's really smart, super capable, and honestly kind of messed up because of all the stuff she went through with her dad in Cerberus. That's what actually makes her more interesting. You're not just dealing with someone who looks good, you're dealing with someone who's been used like a science experiment her whole life and is finally trying to do her own thing. And honestly, that combo of being crazy hot, super confident, and carrying all that baggage is probably why so many people liked her. Even with all the obvious fan service, there's more to Miranda than meets the eye, and that's kind of what keeps you hooked as you play.
The difference is you were great before we rebuilt you. I'm great because of it. That's kind of you. I'm not sure I believe you, but thanks for saying it.
Nico, Devil May Cry 5.
That's why building that well-functioning arm to kick demon ass.
Okay, so Nico's a really fun one, right? From the moment she first crashes into the scene in that wild van of hers, you can tell she's not like most game girls. She's loud, kind of messy, smokes like crazy, and never stops cracking jokes. Like that chill, chaotic friend who somehow also happens to be a genius mechanic. Every time you see her, she's tinkering with some crazy new weapon or roasting Nero while they drive around, and it just feels like she's having a good time. And yeah, Capcom clearly gave her this cute, kind of nerdy design too. The big glasses, the messy hair, the short shorts. They went all in on making her look approachable and kind of down to earth. Plus, all the little tattoos and the grease smudges on her face just add to that I've been working on this engine all day vibe. It's such a different look from a lot of other female characters in action games, and that's honestly a big part of her charm.
I can't read minds. Ooh, well, yeah.
But what really makes Nico so memorable is her energy. Every time she's on screen, whether she's delivering a new Devil Breaker arm or just messing with Nero, she's super upbeat and goofy, like she's genuinely enjoying the craziness going on around her. That kind of lighthearted energy makes Devil May Cry 5 feel more fun too. You never feel like you're just hanging with a typical brooding character, you feel like you're on this crazy road trip with someone who loves the chaos as much as you do. And that's exactly why Nico's so popular. She's funny, weird in the best way, super cute without even trying too hard, and brings this real human touch to all the over-the-top action. Definitely one of the most memorable characters in DMC5, for sure.
It's okay to cry if you want.
I'm not crying.
Devil's cry.
I'm not gonna cry. Will you shut up? Will you stop it? Look at you. Nobody's crying, all right? Stop saying cry.
I know you
You
wanna.
say cry again. Devil May Cry.
Eve from Stellar Blade. Man, Eve from Stellar Blade kind of broke the internet the second they showed her. Like, you could tell Shift Up went all in on her design. Crazy detailed face, perfect hair that somehow looks good even when she's flipping all over the place, and yeah, the curves. Every outfit they give her is built to show that off. Like, seriously, there are so many costumes in this game and none of them hide much. You can dress her up in these slick sci-fi bodysuits, sporty gear, casual streetwear, even some crazy fan service stuff, and they all look like the devs spent way too much time making sure she looks amazing in every single one. And let's not kid ourselves, they did it on purpose. The camera angles, the way they frame her in cutscenes, even how she moves during combat, it's all designed to catch your eye. That's kind of the whole deal with Eve, and honestly, nobody's mad about it. But here's the thing, it's not just fan service. Eve is also a total badass in the game. The way she fights feels super smooth and stylish, like you're watching an action movie. Whether she's slicing up robots, pulling off some crazy aerial combo, or just standing there looking cool, you can tell they wanted her to be more than a pretty face. And that's why Eve sticks with you. She's fun to play, super strong, has that perfect mix of cool and sexy, and yeah, they made sure you wouldn't forget her anytime soon. Total fan favorite for a reason.
Easy either.
No one has ever made it back alive.
All I ask is you give us hope.
May your memories live
May your memories live
May
on.
your memories live on.
forever.
Juliet Starling, Lollipop Chainsaw. Man, Juliet Starling is the reason Lollipop Chainsaw is still so memorable all these years later. Like, the game itself is already this crazy over-the-top hack and slash where you play as a zombie hunting cheerleader swinging around a chainsaw like it's nothing and slicing up the undead. It's loud, goofy, super ridiculous, and Juliet fits that vibe perfectly. She's basically this upbeat, bubbly cheerleader who never seems scared or serious, even though the world around her is going to hell. Every time she's on screen, she's making dumb jokes, showing off those classic cheer moves, and looking like she's having a blast. Plus, they clearly designed her for fan service. Like, there's no way you can miss the short skirt, the bright colors, the pigtails, all that. But it's so intentional that it ends up being funny instead of cringy. The whole game knows exactly what it's doing, and Juliet's just in on the joke too. And what's kind of cool is that under all the silliness, she's also a pretty fun character. You actually grow to like her because she's not some broody hero or too serious. She's just this crazy, energetic girl who loves her chainsaw, loves her boyfriend, even though he's just a talking head on her hip the whole game. Yeah, it's that weird, and just rolls with whatever insanity comes her way. It's super campy, super colorful, and honestly feels like a wild B-movie you'd watch on a weekend with friends. That's what makes Juliet Starling so memorable. She's not meant to be deep or serious, and she doesn't pretend to be. Lollipop Chainsaw is all about embracing the ridiculousness and having a good time with it, and Juliet's right at the center of that. Total fan service queen, sure, but also one of those characters that sticks with you just because she's so friggin' fun to play as.
We've got a bodyguard, don't forget. Mine. Right?
Ghosts aren't my thing.
You're just being modest. After you.
Mind letting me go then?